We were going to school. We had lots of the Roman Catholic indoctrination going on to teach us to sing and pray and all that in the Roman Catholic way for those nuns and priests that would visit our school. Lots of processions and things going down to the church. Remember all that stuff? Little kids. You know, and around that time when we were little kids, and some of our relative people from up island and around were in TB hospitals, put into TB hospital, TB, and someone had to look after their children. So my mother took some in. I think we had 5 foster brothers and sisters at one time. Nice to some of them little babies, some of them little bigger. They just played around with us, and there was lots of us in the house. But we survived it. And those kids were healthy and well. Mom looked after them really good. She gave them a place while their parents were in the TB hospital. So there was 18 of us in the house about with those kids. They'd come and go, be there sometimes up to 2 years, maybe longer. I remember this always sad when they had to leave and go home to their family. Until one day my younger sister Pam, she was around the same age as some of those little kids, and she said to my mom, she said, "When am I going to go home, Mom? When do I get to go home?" Well, that made my mom cry. She didn't like that. She says, no more foster kids. She said, that's it. But she did what she could. When I look back on it, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I remember as a young boy walking down to the reservation to visit our cousins. Down there, the Olsen family. Have lots of cousins down there. Once in a while, when our chores are all done, we get to go play with them down. We had a little baseball field across from their house, and all the kids used to play there. We used to want to get down there and play with them. Now on the way down there, we used to run into we'd see people down there, older people, and we saw them, and they were all drinking alcohol, partying away on this place we called the Three Trees on Res, because there was a road that went down, the road split, right where the road split there was 3 trees there. It's kind of a meeting place. Boyfriends and girlfriends would meet at the 3 trees. And this ended up being a place where all these cars were parked, and a lot of drinking was going on. We'd pass it and we'd watch it, and sometimes they'd speak to us, and we'll just keep going. We saw that over the years as we were visiting our cousins. And when I left that Indian Day School, went up to grade 6, and I came into Victoria. Because of my parents were good Roman Catholics, they sent me to an all-boys Catholic school. Like many of us, some of my friends, Andy Thomas and Lake Peter, Albany, Lake Jerry Thomas, and those other guys, and some of the ones I still remember. Greg Sam was there, Randy Cooper, and we all came into the boys' Catholic school. It was supposed to be a good experience for us, but we found it pretty harsh. I remember on the second day I got a strap because I had no dictionary. He said, "You have to have a dictionary." I said, "Well, the only dictionary we got at home is about that big, that thick, and we don't have any others. So, well, you bring a dictionary tomorrow." And so I went home and I told Mom and Dad I got to have a dictionary to bring to school. So there was none. So I went the next day with, "You were supposed to bring your dictionary, so line up." Those ones that didn't bring their dictionary line up, and they gave us a strap, and I got a strap. having no dictionary that day. So that night, when my dad was janitoring at the school, where the nuns were, in our day school, so I went that evening and I stole the nuns' dictionary, so I didn't have to get the strap the next day. It was no easy thing, that school. When I think back, it wasn't the way that education should be. That corporal punishment was a cruel way of life, I thought. Many things he made us do. I remember sometimes we didn't get our homework done, and make your hands, hold your hands like this until your blood runs over your hands. Then they strap you. So when the blood rushes back into your arms, into your hands, it really aches. And I thought that's a cruel way to teach kids. But it was an experience of my life. So when I was thinking about coming here to speak to you, I want to talk a little bit about that history. Because it's kind of the life that we were living. My experience, anyways. And so I made it through that, and I became a parent as a young man, 18 years old. I just wanted to get out of the house. We had such a big house full of kids. I just wanted to be on my own, and I was 17, and I thought, I want to be on my own. So I started working and getting jobs, and I got out on my own. I thought I was old enough and smart enough to have my own life, my own space, my own family. But I found out I wasn't really. I wasn't really ready. I had two sons. I got married young. Two sons, and that marriage didn't last. So I went back to school. Went back to Camosun College. I started at Camosun College. There was some First Nations programs happening there at Camosun College in Victoria here. I took on fine arts and photography and learned a little bit about art. I started enjoying art, and I was carving and starting to make a living on carving. There was enough money to be made, helping out pretty good anyway, and I enjoyed it. Around that time that my father was getting on, and he could see the decline of our language within our community. He could see also the decline of the cultural things happening within our community, the ways that people are living on the reserve up there. So he was quite concerned. So he knew that it was because of the loss of language. The loss of language, a way of thinking, a way of knowing, a way of understanding was getting lost and changed. And those people that were by the three trees, they were dying one by one. We carried them off to the grave. I didn't realize until I was older what was wrong with those people, why they depended on that alcohol. Because they were in boarding school, abused, sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused people. They didn't know how to deal with it. So they drank themselves to death, one by one. It's part of what I saw as a change. And all those things that took place in those boarding schools. Dividing our people away from their way of life, their value system, their history, their connection to the land was a painful struggle to see.